Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Conversations Over Coffee, where I ramble about events and people that affect us, the common man, over a cup of anxiety inducing beverage. In this video, I want to bring your attention to Bill Gates and his dream of a vegan world where most people live on a plant based diet.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Upon further scrutiny, the billionaire cites environmental reasons and expresses his concerns regarding climate change. But as regular salt of the earth people, should we really believe the man who was accused by Steve Jobs of stealing the GUI design from the Macintosh computer to build Windows? Should we place our trust in a man who cheated on his wife? Sit back, relax, and let's find out together whether Bill Gates' push for artificial meat emerges from his benevolence. Various scientists, academics, and researchers usually rave about the lower carbon footprint of vegans over meat eaters. They also prefer to throw a bunch of statistics and journals as proof to make their case. Popular publications like the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine give statements like, "Research shows that meat and dairy products are fueling the climate crisis, while plant-based diets focused on fruits, vegetables, grains, and beans help protect the planet." Similarly, an article from plantbasednews.org claims that animal-based food production is responsible for nearly double the global greenhouse gas emissions compared to plant-based foods, with beef alone accounting for nearly 25% of food-related emissions. It was found that compared to high-meat diets, vegan diets are responsible for 75% fewer emissions, and especially vegans produce 93% less methane, a potent greenhouse gas, than average meat eaters. Furthermore, popular mainstream news outlets such as the New York Times support this viewpoint. Upon further inspection, you can discover that most commonly cited research by these publications and institutions to make their case for veganism is conducted by the United Nations. For instance, the Climate Change 2022 report that strongly suggests that veganism could save the world from climate crisis is conducted by the United Nations Environment Programme and the World Meteorological Organization. The report draws the following conclusion: a shift to diets with a higher share of plant protein, moderate intake of animal source foods, and reduced intake of added sugars, salt, and saturated fats could lead to substantial decreases in GHG emissions, reduced land occupation, and nutrient losses to the surrounding environment while providing health benefits and reducing mortality from diet-related non-communicable diseases. This is where things get really interesting. Apart from being the founder of Microsoft, a company that made the worst UI for desktops until Windows 11, Bill Gates is also a great investor. For instance, he is the largest farmland owner in the US with about 250,000 acres of earth in his name. Additionally, he has invested in companies like Impossible Foods, Beyond Meat, and Upside Foods that specialize in producing plant-based meat alternatives. Backing these companies is a part of his broader efforts to reduce GHG emissions from agriculture and turn the entire world vegan. Interestingly, to help the planet further, through his non-profit Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, he has pledged over $1 billion to the United Nations in 2022 alone, which will contribute towards the Sustainable Development Goals. United Nations is the same organization that has released the report that I quoted earlier, which emphasizes that veganism holds the key to saving the planet. Furthermore, it also states that fake meat can help along the path. Emerging food technologies such as cellular fermentation, cultured meat, plant-based alternatives to animal-based food products, and controlled environment agriculture can bring substantial reductions in direct GHG emissions from food production. You already know who is the sole beneficiary from all of this, and it is none of us. Global elites are working hard to trick you into being two things: docile workers and brainless consumers. Fortunately, the quest for absolute global ownership and ideological monopoly always fails. Countless ideologues and totalitarians have attempted this, and all of them have failed with time. A man who failed to keep his woman despite having millions of dollars cannot succeed. Honestly, savages like Genghis Khan and Alexander the Great have failed. Do you think this guy can surpass them? So, what should we do? Well, the act of resistance from all of us pros is quite simple. Lift weights and eat red meat, fish, lamb, and eggs. Well, that's all from me today. Let me know what you think about this whole Bill Gates veganism thing in the comments below. Until then, have a good one. Cheers.